We're back for Act 2.
What? Act 2? What are you talking about? This is like Act 4.
Act 4?
No, it's kind of like the middle of the mystery. I don't know.
I guess.
Actually, we're really in the middle of a forest.
Well, we're at a road right now, actually.
Yeah, we're just coming out of the middle of the forest.
It was quite a pleasant walk. We found a makeshift shrine. Found a encampment.
Couple flowers.
Yeah. Encampment of unfriendlies, more than likely. With no one there.
Well, thank you for recapping. Now,
You're welcome.
you come to this road, and you make your way along it, and sure enough, you pass by again what looks like where you first entered the White Forest. By this time, your detect magic has gone away.
So we've only been doing this for like 10 minutes. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, it took you about yay long to get in there, and then as you were walking out, your detect magic would have faded.
So, ish 20 minutes. Is what I'm getting.
Yeah, from the time you left town to the time you get here would have been about between 20 and 30 minutes.
Okay.
I kind of like that spell just for keeping track of time.
There you go.
And the other thing is, you guys were digging around for a bit, so hence about 20 to 30 minutes. 20 minutes if you just walk, but you also stayed around. You were looking for things.
Yeah.
You were checking it out, so it took you a bit longer than 20 minutes.
Well, I am going to make an executive decision. I'm going to say since we couldn't find anything, we go back to the what was it, the white... We just talked about...
Shrine?
The Shrine of Light. There we go. And let him know and possibly find the town guards to warn them that there might be trouble afoot.
We're making a lot of noise. I have a feeling somebody's onto us and we're not onto them.
Someone made some really good perception checks, though. Are you sure?
This is true. I rolled like a 19 and a what? I think a 17 earlier or 12. Good enough that we didn't get into any traps or nothing. So
is it still like maybe noonish, 2ish, 3ish?
So yeah, it's coming around to high sun.
So
It's maybe starting to have peaked and begin its descent.
Okie dokie.
So we should probably get back and let I can't say his name. Kershur?
Midrash.
Madarash?
Midrash? Mafagler?
Midrush.
Midrash.
I'm going to rewrite this because this is going to make me say it wrong.
Okay. Midrash. We will... Oh, you know what? We should probably warn the innkeeper, too. Because she's on the outskirts of the town. Just pop in and be like, hey, we found an encampment. We're going to let the town guard know.
Should give her like one golden briber for information.
You can try, but I don't know if she has any information.
That's true.
I mean, you do have better intimidation than me, so we can go back and do that.
I have better perception. I'm not sure intimidation. Well, I have
David.
2.
Or interrogation, sorry. Yes.
You are a dragonborn.
Sorry.
Your entourage,
my person I'm escorting.
yeah, is a dainty person.
So, dainty people are the scariest. It's the ones that pop out of the bushes that'll stab you in the back when you're already looking at the monster.
I'm just the unpredictable one.
There you go.
Maybe.
Look
I
at
don't
that
know.
smile. She's got murder in her eyes.
Not yet.
We'll work on it.
Alright, so should we head back into town? At least, are we out of town?
Yeah, we are. We're a little ways out. Not super far, but far enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys walk about 10 minutes or so. You come upon the Stone's Rest Inn. Did you want to stop there or no?
I'm going to say we go in and at least let her know. Or do you want to try bribing her?
I'm just interested in, like, there were actually, like, 4 people in there that we didn't really talk to.
That's true.
There's a couple quiet dudes, and there's a guy who was looking at his drink.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. There was...
Can we look in the window and see if they're still there?
Yes. I would like you to make a perception check at disadvantage.
Both of us?
19. Disadvantage of...
So
You roll again, and you take the lower roll.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, darn it, 11. But I also have... Do I add my... Wait, what am I rolling
So
at?
it's a perception check. So you would add 5, I think. So it would be 16.
Yeah.
So you kind of go up to the window. You have to get pretty close to it because it's fairly bright outside. And even though inside had candles in it, it's not really that brightly lit. And you peer in and you can see there's no one at the bar at the moment. There's not even anyone sitting at it with a drink. You kind of like look over to the booths and it's really hard to tell if there's anyone sitting in them because of the way they're positioned to the door. You could see if there's someone like in the end of the booth, but you can't see if there's someone like near the wall in the booth.
I'm still screwed on that. Anyway. Seems empty.
I'll pop in real quick and see how the inn is doing.
Alright, so do you go in with him?
I think we can actually separate at this point.
Say what?
You're
The
being
fact that he
overprotective.
asked, or do you go with them in that tone of voice makes me think we're gonna get ambushed.
Well, if you get into a bar fight...
Wouldn't be my first one, I guess.
I'm sorry, I keep thinking about the thing we talked about earlier.
I couldn't imagine what that is.
Okay, what?
Just be easier to let this be just cut out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. That's fine.
Yeah, I got you, fam. I got you. Make editing a little easier
Okay,
for you.
so you walk in, you with him.
Boop. And I guess at this point everything's been put away and whatnot because we've been traveling. So
Yeah, and as you close the door, you see behind the bar, this tiefling woman pops her head out from the back and goes, "Oh, you again. You didn't come for some friendship now, did you?" And she gets this really big smile. You wouldn't be the first, my dear. And hopefully not the last.
I unfortunately didn't bring my chess set with me.
do you say that in character?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, well, I guess the pieces could make it more interesting, but that's not really my thing.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we just made someone's fan fiction's day.
Oh my gosh, that's a whole...
You guys just had to go back there, and this place was specifically designed to make crass jokes, okay?
Yes, and it's perfect and it's beautiful. And I'm gonna chuckle. I'm gonna kind of chuckle and say, "No, ma'am, I came to..." Wait, were we gonna intimidate or were we gonna just warn her?
Let's just warn her.
Anyway, I just came to tell you, since your business is a little bit of ways from town and safety, that found an encampment of an abandoned encampment of what looked like to be goblins and something else we're not sure of, but we're letting you know, and we're gonna go let the town guard know.
Of goblins? Yeah, those buggers. Little creatures have been around more recently. Don't know what's stirring them up and making them riled, but thanks anyway.
No.
Trying to keep this small place safe.
Yeah.
Try to keep my girls safe too. And some of the boys.
You're welcome, man.
Yes, I broke him.
I just can't help but laugh. It's just, oh my gosh. Not a problem. We're just, we couldn't find anything what we were looking for, so what we did find, we thought we'd share with you and let you know that trouble could be afoot, so be prepared.
Yes, thank you. Are you sure you don't want some friendship? You are quite a handsome dragonborn. Not
Alright.
like that white and silver one.
Oh, white and silver. White and silver?
I think that we already knew that.
Yeah, but I thought he was just white, and his clothes were just silverish. Oh, yeah. I'm jumping to conclusions and paranoid. I will chuckle again and say maybe next time, and
Nice, being dodgy.
give her a polite bow and kind of tap my lady on her shoulder and be like, we should probably go.
In my mind, I'm thinking, I should visit more often.
Okay, where do you go next?
We go into town, and
I think the marketplace would be a good place to find information, actually. And we could do some shopping.
that's true.
Dual purposed.
So we can kind of see if we can hear anything in the marketplace, but also we should probably tell the town guard and the white dragonborn what we know. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry.
Midrash.
Midrash.
Like a middle rash.
Well.
Yeah, that's what I said. A mid-rash.
A
I
mid-rash.
literally told you that.
Midrash. Got it. So, shall we go shopping first and gather information? Shall we go let him and the town guard know?
Let's gather a bit more information.
Okay. We go to the market and kind of eavesdrop while we're looking for things. Excuse me. I think my flask has been switched.
Alright, so I want you guys to tell me what you're looking for. If you're going shopping, I want to know what kind of merchandise or product you're looking for. If you're trying to eavesdrop and find out information, I want you to tell me what kind of information you're looking for, but you might get other information.
Fair enough.
I prefer to find... I say we can split up on, like, looking for the information, though.
Yeah, at least within earshot of each other, but not, like, too far away, just in case if someone decides to mug one of us. I might be a dragonborn, but people might still try to mug me, and people might still try to mug her, so we don't know how nice this city is. I haven't heard anything about how polite the people are and how crime rate's been, so...
Mm-hmm.
So, I think if I'm going to listen for anything, I want to listen for people's relationships, who might be against who.
Mm-hmm.
Also, who might be working with goblins. If anybody has any... Like, if people see transactions between goblins, I'm not sure if that's often. Probably not.
Well, they can be not hostile 24/7, correct?
That's what I thought.
What, goblins?
Yes. They can, like, coexist, but they're still kind of, I don't want to say lower beings, but I don't know how goblins are in this world.
Yeah. I don't really know what you're asking, but yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. Dungeon
Or
Master.
we could also look for more information if anybody's seen goblins kind of around the town.
Yeah.
Doing shady stuff.
Yeah, like if there's been hordes moving around the area and there's been big issues.
I kind of like this mystery.
I do.
Alright, so who's gonna look for what?
I will look for, since she's probably more the sociable one, she can look for, like,
I was thinking if I went to clothes, a lot of those ladies who do the sewing, they're gossips.
there you go.
I'm gonna go gossip with the clothes ladies. Or a
Okay.
jewelry's lady.
Alright, so I want you to make a persuasion check to try to get them to tell you this information.
And I will be...
And hold on, just before you roll, what was the information you were looking for? Information about goblins,
if anybody's done work with them, looking for relationships that people have, like bad relationships, I guess.
Like a business, or heck, for all we know, it could have been someone that really was heartbroken and wanted some severe revenge with goblin murder. So,
okay, so
that's actually a really creative idea.
So you go along and you see there's not really like a tailor, but there is like some woman who has some not like plain farmer clothes that are like brown and green or whatever, but has some like colored clothing that's like a cut under yours, but you know it's nicer than what most people here in the market have been wearing.
Mm-hmm.
You go into there. I want you to make a persuasion check.
19 with the increase of 4.
Alright, so you got 23.
3.
Nice.
Okay, so coming in here and talking to the person running this little stand and accosting some of her patrons that come by, you hear that a lot of people have been seeing more goblins recently, but, you know, none of the goblins have attacked anyone that they know of. And you do hear some gossip about, like, oh, you know, I heard, like, some little boy and someone else had, you know, paid because of the inn over there. Yeah, that's such an awful place. I don't know why anyone would ever let their children work there, and blah, 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 blah.
At the inn where the tiefling works?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, why is it such an awful place?
Or, like, did your husband? And, like, you know, just so many things. Like, well, you know, I did once, but I gotta say, he did not perform well.
Oh my gosh.
Must not have a good sense of music.
I love them.
So one of them just kind of like stares at you like, what the fudge? And another one just kind of looks at you and goes, aha, she's funny.
She's funny. Funny joke. I love the naivety of the character that just sells this so much more.
All right, and what were you doing while she was chatting up these ladies?
I will be kind of looking at some of them. There's probably some lower class like armors and weapons on this side of the street, even though there's that really fancy one that we just delivered to. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna kind of listen for like their hunting stories, or if there's been any recent scuffles, really serious scuffles with orcs and whatnot, goblins, because I would imagine that you would be resupplying some wares and some arms and whatnot. So I'm kind of around the potions and the weapons.
Okay, so I want you to make a perception check to glean this information.
Okay. And that is a 14 plus 3. I got a 17.
Okay, so you don't really find, like, a smithy on this street. You don't seem to find anyone that's hawking those kinds of wares. There's not even someone who seems to have, like, farming implements. So you would imagine those must come from Sylvester, because no one else is selling them. You do, however, find this, like, one, like, mom and pop kind of setup where there's this really old man who doesn't have any hair. He has a beard, stark white. Same thing, this lady. She has some loose curls, stark white. And they have these, like, potions. I am so sorry. What information were you trying to glean?
Just trying to hear if, like, there's been any, like, sightings, or if there's been serious comeuppings with them, if there's been actual conflict around the area.
You could probably ask him if he has any hunter stories.
Yeah, too.
I mean, if he might live out of town. I don't know.
So you being there in front of the shop, you hear some gossip about, like, there being a lot of goblin sightings. But then you see the old man who's kind of got this potion shop running kind of comes over, not discreetly, just comes right up to you and says, Aye, were you looking to buy a thing today?
Oh,
I see you eyeing up my shop there.
I'm just kind of window shopping right now, but what do you have to sell?
Oh, only the best kinds of experiences. And some potions of healing.
Best kind of experiences and potions of healing are two words that should not have ever been put together.
Why, no, but you know, it's part of the trade.
I did not say that in character. I'm not that dumb.
I know the missus is quite a fine brewer.
Well, how much is one of your health potions?
I run you about 30 gold.
I unfortunately don't have enough with me right now. But
we do have two much better potions that mechanically give you an extra d4 plus 1 or 2 or something. I'd have to look at the stats. Those are like twice as much.
I love how you like went from storytelling to dungeon master mathematics on that. I was just really confused.
Well, you know, I couldn't say, oh, and you know, it does like an extra d4. I can't do that in character.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have enough gold on me right now, but...
Oh. Well, I don't want your pockets then.
I will ask him, though, have you heard anything about the recent goblins being around town and whatnot? Do you know what's been going on with that? I've been hearing some stuff, but I don't know.
I want you to make a persuasion check.
Okay. I don't know because I'm new to town, and you're an older gentleman, and you might know what goes on around here. I got a 15 plus... I'm doing persuasion?
Yes.
Plus 3, so I got 18.
Why, you look mighty strange to be interested in these goblins. Sorry. Aye, you look mighty strange to be interested in these goblins. Why do you ask?
Oh, we've had some trouble on our way here, and it seems like they've been, from what I hear, they've been showing up a lot more, so I'm just curious about how safe the town is. And
Aye, they have been showing up more. I don't live in the town proper. We have our own little garden, the missus and I. I personally don't know a lot about goblins and their culture. I do know many years ago when I was a boy that there was a gathering of goblins. Supposedly their god, Maglubiet, had gathered them that they go raiding for the greater good of their species. I don't really know all the details. I was a young boy then.
And tell me more about this lore, though. Is there like a reoccurrence with the history of this area with that?
It only happened once, many years ago, when I was a boy. I haven't heard of it happening before. If it is happening again now, I couldn't imagine why. I mean, I suppose before there didn't seem to be much of a reason, but they did wreak havoc over quite a large part of civilization.
Well, thank you, good sir, for the information and your stories. I will hopefully come back with a little bit more coin in my pocket so I may purchase some things from you next time.
Like an experience?
We'll put that on the list.
Keep me in mind.
What's
know
an
where to find
experience?
us.
As I walk over to catch up to you.
Don't worry about it, my lady. Well, we're just don't worry about it.
Oh, the fine lass from the merchant family. Pleasure to meet you. And he bows. Yes, you have been quite the talk of the town.
Good
It's
morning.
nice to meet you too. Why am I the talk of the town? Am I just that good looking?
You could say that. Yeah, you could say that.
Geez, hard for this guy to pay a compliment.
Well, he did say sweet lass, right?
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
mean, I'm pretty certain that's what I said.
Yes, yes.
So people have already heard about how naive I am?
No.
Is that what he's talking about?
No. I think it's because since you are an heir to this company, and this is one of the shops that your parents own, or not the one that he runs, but the one across the way. I'm pretty sure your name is known through the land.
My face shouldn't be. This is the first time I've really gone out.
Fair enough. But
Left like my hometown. I would understand the hometown. Okay, this is dinging me in the bells. My naive is kind of like, seems like a lot of people seem to know me when I have not met them.
Maybe she's the planned murder.
No. Could I take a perception check on this guy?
Oh, I should have probably done that.
What are you trying to do? Like, what are you trying to find on him? Or are you trying to discern his mood, or, like, his emotional state, or, like, whether he's lying to you?
Yes, lie.
Okay, I want you to make an insight check then.
Okay.
Insight.
Yeah, because I wouldn't know. Because I was just
+3.
chewing the fat with this old man.
12.
Plus
3.
15.
Yeah, that was not computing for me. 15.
So this man clearly seems to know who you are, but he doesn't seem to, like, be blatantly lying to you, and he also doesn't seem to be having some kind of, like, nervous tick or shuffle that would indicate that he is uncomfortable being in your presence.
I am noble. They should always be uncomfortable. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, you didn't even know that I called you the wrong thing when I didn't pronounce you but milady. And then the great voice from above corrected me and jogged my memory.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. Alright, his wife is there. Can this perception check go on to her? Does she seem shifty?
So,
Does she seem
shifty in the sense that these people definitely seem to like their experiences. Again, I don't know if Ild would know that or not, but that's like the sense of shifty that you get from them.
Is this town just like a big pile of just orgy?
I thought experience meant drugs in this world.
Okay.
You took it a different way, didn't
I
you?
did. I took it a very different way.
I had a feeling you thought that way. Drugs, I think.
That face.
I'm just so appalled that you would ever think of something like that.
Says the man who
Yes.
made it the tavern. I love it.
I shouldn't be laughing, but I am.
Okay. So, I guess we
can continue on.
Yes, let us go to Midrash.
Yeah.
Hello. And tell him our findings. Find him back at the...
Alright, do you want to try to buy anything?
I've got 9 gold. What can I buy?
I'm thinking about stuff I would probably want to buy. I don't know.
I could...
Oh, is there a compass?
Oh, jeez.
Can I search for a compass amongst the booths?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Boink. Balls. 3 plus 1 is 4.
You find a red needle.
He's the dungeon master.
I know.
I mean, you find a red needle. It doesn't seem to point north, though.
Dang it, no.
And the vendor is like, oh yes, truly, this will lead you to great treasure. And, you know, shifty as all get out.
What is it? Is it going to be like Jack Sparrow's compass and it leads
Oh,
you,
I know, right?
points to where your heart desires or whatever? Oh, jeez. That would be our luck. That would be like the one magical item that someone doesn't know that they have.
Ooh, is there any booksellers?
Fair enough.
No. You do not find anyone selling books. Whether that would be like just putting blank pages together and binding them, you don't see anything like that in this market.
I was hoping to find maybe a dictionary or a book that might tell us something more about this goblin gathering of... What's his name?
You don't know that. I know that.
Ah, never mind. I can't do that. I was wondering how
I
powerful
can
a
tell
book in
you
this
about
game
that,
could be.
though, while we walk towards what's-his-face's place.
Okay, yeah.
I exchanged my information about what I gathered with her.
Alright, that's fine.
Because I heard it clearly from right here.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
as
that's fine.
character.
And we go to the Shrine of White,
Mm-hmm.
and we enter to see if we can find Midrash. Rash? Midrash?
Yep.
Okay, got it. And yeah.
Alright, so as you enter the shrine, you see that there have been a few chairs set up, and there's people sitting there. Essentially, they're pews, and you see Midrash standing before the altar giving some kind of sermon. And as you walk in, he says, "Ah, my friends, please sit down."
Well, I guess we sit down politely over in the corner. I at least sit next to Milady, so then she still has her bodyguard.
Yeah, that's fine. And so, you guys come in, like mid-sermon, he lets you sit down, and then he resumes. And you see there aren't a lot of people in here. There's maybe about 10 other people, and there's only like 5 extra chairs set up, and so you two take 2 of them. And he gives this sermon, which is like a good 15 more minutes than whatever he had already given these people. And you hear, it's just very simple about how the Platinum Dragon watches over each good soul, and that essentially admonishes his, it's not audience, his congregation to be good.
Yes.
And then he ends his sermon with a prayer. It would be in Draconic, which both of you understand. I don't really want to make up a thing on the fly, so he has this short prayer in Draconic. And then all the folks get up out of their seat and they begin leaving the shrine. And he'll come up to you two and say, "Ah, my friends, why are you back? Did you find something out? Did you see those people? Did you stop this murder that I had heard about?"
We've done investigations, and all we can find is that there's a lot more going on with goblins.
You think they were goblins?
Or whoever is planning this is
We-
working with goblins.
We know for sure that they are of short stature and one at least about mid-size.
That's true. We don't necessarily know that they are goblins.
But from what we've heard from the town and the people, there have been more goblin sightings. And we have come to tell you that we found an encampment that has been abandoned by where you by the White Forest.
It was in. Was it in or by?
It was in the forest, but not part of the White Forest, if I remember correctly.
Yep. Okay.
And so, wanted to warn you that, wanted to let you know what we found, and we're going to go find the town guards now and just kind of warn them to up their defenses, because there might be trouble brewing.
Mm-hmm. He's like, "Really? You truly think it might be goblins?"
It's a possibility.
Well, there was also footprints of somebody who's human-sized.
Yeah, about.
So, I think there may be a connection. Or we think there may be a connection.
They could be goblin mercenaries, or they could be...
Well, I do remember in one of my holy texts, it had talked about a goblin uprising that paladins of Bahamut fought against. And if you're finding evidence of larger creatures, these goblins might be sided with bugbears or hobgoblins. They are bigger creatures than goblins. And if that is so, then I fear very greatly, not just for the two of you, but for everyone in the kingdom, because that means Maglubiet has again called together a horde. You do know about Maglubiet, do you not?
Do I have a perception check at this point, or Arcana? Religion?
History.
History. Probably. Oh, I have 3+ on that.
Here we go.
Flippin' 1.
You got a 1 too?
Holy crap.
We just both critically failed. We know nothing.
So you would remember that the old man who was selling potions and experiences
Mentioned it.
mentioned Maglubiet.
Yes, that is the extent of my knowledge.
So Midrash would tell you. Would tell you that every now and again, usually not very often, Maglubiet calls together a horde to accomplish a very specific task. Last time this happened was before he was born. He has only heard about it. But supposedly, the goblins, hobgoblins, and bugbears were banded together to try to retrieve some holy relic that Maglubiet either wanted or needed or was going to try and do some nefarious purpose with. However, they were thwarted. Because of their movements around, it disturbed and ravaged so much of the civilizations that they rose up against the horde, and they did not accomplish their task. They were unable to form completely and make an attack on this holy place.
So that sounds like we need to start spreading the word throughout the kingdom to get everyone ready for some goblin shenanigans. I don't know why I keep saying orc. I really don't. And we need to start prepping for...
I'm afraid we might need to... I want you to make an insight check.
An insight check? Okay. 13 plus...
Should have asked if there was any nobles in the city.
Insight plus 3, so 16.
So it's not that he's lying to you or like giving you misleading information, but you definitely get the sense that he seems to be withholding something from you, that he's not telling you the full truth. You shouldn't.
Unfortunately, that's
You
not
are
on the
just a ball of sass and molasses, aren't you?
I might be quiet, but dang, am I sassy.
Oh, I know, because of the burn you gave me in high school. That was a good day.
What
You
was
know
this?
what?
Shall we tell this story while we're having a pause moment?
Okay, David, how about we do a reenactment here? Mr. Kais, can we turn the air conditioning down?
The air conditioning down. It was I thought it was like really, really cold, and everyone else was like, air conditioning.
I think that's what it was. I could be wrong.
I thought it was like one of those freak snowstorms we got in the middle of spring.
Maybe.
And everyone's just like, oh, it's so cold. I don't know. Anyways, continue.
And you and Mr. Kais were okay.
Yeah.
Well, David, some of us don't have as much insulation as you do.
That was one of the best days in language arts ever. It's just turned around and straight up. Oh, that was one of the best fat jokes I've ever been told. I've got one that might trump that, though.
Adam did this ugly one that I'll always remember.
Oh, what was that?
It's like every time you drop... no, it was... Were you there for that?
I don't think I was.
Anyway, I can't... No, it wasn't the drop your scriptures one. It's like, the more you pray, the more beautiful or handsome your spouse is. And Adam's like, my spouse hasn't been praying enough.
I think I was in that class, now that you mentioned that. I think I actually was in that class.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was like the best moment of my life. And he said it so dejected, like, she's not praying enough for me. Like in his Adam voice.
His Adam voice.
Yep. It was the best day.
Oh, what was another good one? Oh, it happened while I was working. We were stacking milk in the milk cooler, and one of my baggers, while we were stacking milk, just he was scooting up the milk against the wall, and he was behind it, and there was like this really narrow gap, and I was like, if you scoot back any further, you're not going to be able to fit. He's like, it's okay, I'm 1%. You're whole milk, on the other hand. I about dropped the gallons of milk that I was holding because it was just too funny. I was like, you got me good.
Oh man.
I loved it. I loved it so.
Self-degrading jokes are the best.
Because you know they're not true.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But anyways, where were we, Dungeon Master?
I don't know. Where were you?
Oh yeah. So I just figured out that he's not telling me the whole truth.
What's whole milk?
What's whole milk? Say all this in character.
I need this section separated from all of this sent to me. Separate.
Sorry guys, my phone just went off and I'm wondering what's going down. Oh sweet, yeah, nothing. Great.
Just an email.
Okay, I'm sorry, yeah. You had just...
Yes, I have a feeling that he's not telling me the whole truth. So, I'm going to kind of grab my longsword's hilt. Just not like grab it, but kind of rest my hand on it and just, like, is there anything else that you know about this that you're not telling us? Or that you might have forgotten, trying to give him a way to back out?
Make a persuasion or an intimidation check with advantage.
With advantage?
Yes.
Great. Intimidation, I have +3. In persuasion, I have +3, so...
Alright, so which one are you going to try doing?
I'm going to try and do intimidation.
Alright, go ahead and roll at advantage.
Sweet. Well, I got an 8, so let's hope and pray this goes much better. That is a 19 +3. That is 22.
So, you ask him this, and he kind of, like, stiffens a bit, and, like, opens his mouth, and closes it. And this time he opens it again, and he says, well, actually, I'm pretty sure that this attack that I heard of will not be goblins. Let's go to my study.
Lovely. So, I walk with Milady, and I kind of have my...
So he straight up turns his back to you and starts walking towards the door.
Okay. I tell her we need to go and follow him, and I just kind of have my hand on my lawn sword.
It's a great sword.
Great sword. Sorry.
Lawn sword? What do you cut lawns with it?
Long. Sorry. I mumble. I'm a mumbler.
We're American.
We're American. We say everything wrong because we're America.
Ain't nothing gonna come out of his mouth that's right, and it's gonna be all garbled.
The funny thing is I'm the most redneck out of the three of us here. And you're the one that came up with that phrasing. I love it.
Anyway.
Yes.
So you follow him through the door into the study.
Yes.
And again, he will go over to his desk. He'll sit down. He'll open this drawer, and he'll pull out this stone and set it on the desk and close it. And he will say, "This is a sending stone. It essentially works like a cell phone. You can use it to call one other stone that someone else has." And he says, "I have been accosted by this group. They call themselves the Zentarum."
Zentarum?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They would have taken away my livelihood. They would have taken away this shrine. They would have taken away my life. They would have killed many more people had I not helped them. They blackmailed me into helping them learn about the layout of the Royal Arms Emporium, that they might kill Sylvester Lima.
Great. Our half-human orc friend.
I know he is their target. I am kind of surprised that they might be goblins. I don't know exactly who they are. I've had what looks like a human messenger give me the stone in the first place. Again, I can't be certain that they're not listening to us, but...
Can I make a perception check to see if that little stone is listening to us?
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana. +1. Okay, please be really good, because this is important. Drink. 2. It's only 5.
So, you're not super, you haven't used a lot of magical items. There were a couple of things you had growing up that were magical toys, or something that one of your older siblings had acquired while they went out doing their things. But you haven't had a lot of experience with magical items. Mostly your totem.
Could I do an Arcana check?
No.
No?
You are not a spellcaster. I'm not going to let you make that check.
Fair enough.
You don't plan to be a spellcaster. I'm not going to let you make that check.
Fair enough.
So, as far as you can tell, it looks like a stone.
Okay.
Whether it's listening or not, you can't really tell.
I could have done detect magic to find that out. Maybe. Actually, now that might not have told me anything.
Yeah, I'm sure it just glow.
Do you want to detect magic? If you burn a spell slot, you can do it right now.
Sure.
Was that a sure, or was that a yes, I want to do that?
I don't think it'll benefit. I don't think we can find out the information we want with it.
Okay, that's fine.
Unless you will let that happen, because you are the DM.
I mean, your character wouldn't know.
Yeah, okay.
And so
Let's
I think
continue.
it's a good thing that the player doesn't know either.
Okay.
So you're not going to cast it?
No.
Alright. Now that you've gotten me off track, we're almost...
Sorry.
So he's surprised to find out that they might be goblins, and that they're attacking Sylvester Lima, and he knows that he might very well end up losing his life in the shrine and a lot of things, but he thanks you for showing him that there was a big hole that there was a big hole in his heart that he needed to do something about.
So I'm going to kind of guilt trip him.
Yeah, essentially.
And I'm going to kind of say, this whole temple thing that you're trying to keep and whatnot, does your god that you worship really think that this was a good idea to not let us know in the first place and maybe just tell the guards so-and-so might just be attacked?
So,
yes, his whole thing was threatened and all that fun jazz, but if he's as into his religion as he appears, I would think that he would probably die with honor instead of...
So he would reply, I know I have made quite a grave mistake, but I also believe it was a trial of my faith. Again, I don't know if I can ever truly redeem myself, but I feel that something must be done, that my inaction was worse than say doing something that was voluntarily evil, because in a way it kind of was voluntarily evil. Being selfish, not helping Sylvester. I don't know. I suppose I can say a prayer over him and hope that the Platinum Dragon protects him, and be there by his side is about the best I can do right now, I think. I'm sorry to have dragged you into this mess. I understand if you don't want to try to stop them. Again, I remember you saying you had business back in Fairheim, but I am grateful to you, sir, that you opened my eyes and made me see. Though it was not pleasant, I do think I have grown from this experience. Thank you. Insight check?
Insight check? No. Because my intimidation was pretty high, so I don't think there's anything else that we could glean from him. I am tempted. I'm thinking this in my head. I am very tempted to...
We should kidnap Sylvester.
Well, that would prevent his murder, and then no one would know that we knew. That's an amazing idea, but we aren't discussing this right now because I'm thinking in my own brain.
So quite suddenly...
I have not brought that up to you yet.
So quite suddenly you see Midrash stand up and go and say, I'm sorry, I must go.
No. I am half tempted to get the town guard to just arrest him, so then he's... But then if we do that, then he could be the next victim because of his betrayal to them, and he was just a guy looking out for his own life, and that's not too shameful.
I really need a pet. Pet that I can talk to. I don't know, need a pet to trail that sucker.
I will advise him not to do anything, or whatever he's doing, to not do anything rash, because we...
How about you escort me?
I escort you? Okay. Oh, we'll be talking to you while we leave.
Alright, so he just walks out of the study, out of the main building. Again, the chairs are all still set up, just there. Oh, that's a cat.
Yeah, we have lots up there. We have 4 kittens.
Anyway, that's a cat.
think it was a skunk. That's what I think half the time, because they do get in there.
I just imagined from up. Oh, squirrel! I hate squirrels. But instead, a cat. I love them.
All right, so
while we're escorting him out,
yeah.
I'm gonna say that
yep.
you've done enough with this situation. We're going to take care of it, and I don't know how yet, but since she has a plan, I'm going to let her tell me what we're going to do when he's out of earshot.
So you see, he walks right up to the Royal Arms Emporium and goes inside.
Oh, he's the assassin. Oh, we got to go after him.
Ripjaw,
Yes.
I think we are going to kidnap what's-his-face, Sylvester. And we also must make sure that he lives at all costs. Also, I don't want it to look too much like a kidnapping. Because
Well,
I need to make sure I protect my image.
We'll have to make it look realistic. We're saying this as we go across the street to, as we realize he goes towards said place, we're gonna go after him. And I'm gonna be drawing my greatsword.
Alright, that's fine.
And,
I am not going to have anything drawn so I don't look too interesting.
I'll be drawing it as we go, and as soon as we walk in the door, just kind of meh.
Oh, what is this stuff I have?
Alright, so you go up to the door, you open it. As you open it and step inside, you hear an, "Oi, hey!" This shout from behind you. "You there with the sword, Door closes. So, you step inside, sword drawn. Again, this place is like almost littered with stuff, just all over the walls.
Okay.
As you go in, you see at the counter, you see Midrash and you see Sylvester. You see Midrash talking to Sylvester, and as you step in, you hear, "Are you alright if I give you this blessing?"
I quietly sheathe my sword.
And you see Sylvester like, yeah, I mean, I don't know why you want to, but sure. Why do you want to do this again? Because I think that you need it. A little extra protection just in case, thieves and the like.
I want to do a perception check too.
You can do an insight check, that's fine.
Insight check. He can do a perception. Not just kidding.
I will probably do an insight check too, because
I think we're both on the nose, like we want to do the same thing. We want to make sure that this goes
is
down.
gonna be a blessing, not a curse.
I would let...
Oh, because she's got Arcana.
Well, I don't really have that much. Well...
So, I want one of you to make the insight check, and I want the other of you to make a religion check.
What's your religion better?
My religion is -1, because I am not smart.
I'll do the religion.
Okay.
I at least have +1.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
And what was I going to do again?
You were going to do insight.
Okay, great. I have... Insight +3 on that, so... Dang it.
9 + 1 is 10.
I got 7.
So, you find it really odd if someone was openly worshipping Bahamut to be evil.
Okay.
That just seems really weird. Why would you openly worship and have a sermon that's like, actually sounds really good? Like, that seems a little bit weird. Again, there have been people who have done it and pulled it off really well.
I was about
but that
to
seems
say.
really strange.
This is going to be a whole Rage of Bahamut thing, isn't it?
No, more like Rise of Tiamat, not Bahamut.
No, it's an anime.
And
Rage of
what
Bahamut.
did you get on your insight?
7.
So you're pretty certain that Medresh truly wants to protect and bless Sylvester, try and give him some divine protection.
Okay.
At this point, Sylvester's like, okay, yeah, sure, I mean, why not? The door opens and like, hey, you! And like, this guy, he clearly looks like a garb. He has this blue clothing, he has like this ridiculous shoulder pad, and he has a sword sheathed at his side. He goes, you! Sword? Nice sword, bro.
You serious right now? You're kidding, right?
No, I'm not kidding. That was a nice sword, but I was afraid you were coming in to tear up the place. I'm glad to see that you're not, like chopping down the walls or anything. But nice sword, by the way. Just don't draw it, please.
Okay, sorry.
It was very suspicious.
Sorry, I came in thinking that I was going to be able to repair it here, and the arms were misleading. I thought it was kind of like something where you...
Ah, yes. Quite the motif they have, isn't it?
It is. My bad. My bad. I honestly thought I was going to be arrested for 5 seconds. I was like, dang it, I just screwed up the whole story.
And over here, my character is actually doing the facepalm.
And at this point, you see Sylvester's like, hey, Orin, yeah, he put his sword away right when he came in. It's fine. He's like, oh, yeah. See you, Mr. Lima.
Seems like they're bros.
Apparently, because I just got fist bumped by a guard. Oh my. Okay. So, after all of our checks and a lovely guard.
What do you mean after all of your checks and a lovely guard? You suddenly hear this great crash, and you see as this troll comes tumbling through the ceiling.
Great!
That didn't actually happen. That was just me being it.
Oh, I was about to say, wow! They were
great.
planning the assassination while we were here. What a coinkydink. Ooh, that would have been small. No, I'm not going to say anything. Continue, Dungeon Master.
Yeah, don't give me ideas.
No, I'm not going to, because I know you'll be evil.
So...
how much I know he's gonna be evil. Sorry. Inside joke.
Guys, I got this eyelash in my eye and just... Ugh.
Your last line of defense has betrayed you.
Yeah.
That isn't your last line of defense. Eyelashes. For your eyeballs, at least. Against UV rays.
Oh my gosh.
You gonna be able to see Dungeon Master?
Well, I can see. I can just feel
I'm
it
very
in the corner
adept
of
at
my
throwing eye drops in people's eyes.
eye. At throwing?
Just putting them in there. Although I miss, like, every day. Because, like, Linda needs eye drops every day when I go to work.
Yeah.
So you put in like one drop in each eye, you wait like 10 minutes and then do the second, right?
No.
Well, you should. Because if you just squish them all in, you'll get the first one in, but the next ones will fill up the eye and they'll just dribble out.
It depends on what you're trying to do. If it's medicine, you want to wait. If it's just for dry eyes, you just boop, boop.
Yeah. For the most part, I just put in one drop.
There you go.
Alright, that's fine.
I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to be given. She's like, just put in one drop, bloop, bloop. But most of the time, Linda blinks, and it gets everywhere, and I'm like, this is medicated eye drops. I'm so incompetent. Anyway, continuing on with the story. No orc crashed through the ceiling.
No.
Great.
Where were we then?
You are in
In.
Got fist bumped by a knight.
You are in the Royal Arms Emporium. You have just witnessed Sylvester, accept a blessing from Medrash Lixandroma. I gotta look at my notes.
I don't know my own character.
Linksakasendalor. From Midrash Linksakasendalor. And a guard came in wanting to be like, hey, bro, sword, nice, but don't do that.
Don't do that.
Apparently named Orn, according to Sylvester.
Orn. Okay, so I'm going to respectively stand back while what's his face does his blessing for our orcish friend.
So you see Midrash, he kind of reaches up to his neck into his robe and pulls out this, what looks like a necklace, and it has this medallion on it. It looks like it is a very expensive piece of jewelry. It looks pearlescent white. It's platinum.
Nice.
And he takes it off and sets it on the counter. Or, he doesn't set it on the counter. He holds it in both hands. And he holds it in his hands. And he says, Sylvester, if you would place your hands above the medallion. And he's like, sure, yeah. And, reaches out. And this is like over the counter, right? So they're like...
Yeah, it looks like a money exchange, very awkward of just like...
just about. And you hear in Draconic, again, Midrash start this prayer to Bahamut, asking for his divine protection over Sylvester and his property. I don't want to use that one, I'll use these two. Alright. He finishes the prayer. And there's a moment of silence. And there's another moment of silence.
At this point, I am going to walk up to Sylvester, and I'm going to ask him... I'm not going to ask him. I'm going to say... Sylvester, I think you've left a good impression upon me. I want you to... Yes, you have. I was wondering if you would like to accompany me back to Feinheim? Fairheim, and meet my parents.
Why would I just leave my shop to do that? You do realize I'm not married. Like, I don't have anyone to watch the shop for me. Like, there's a reason why I don't have a family. I ran away from my orc clan that I was born into.
I wanted to. I was hoping I could convince him to just come with us, rather than kidnap him.
We're not going to literally
You can still make a persuasion check. You just have disadvantage on it.
Okay. Just kind of convince him that he should come and visit Fairheim for connection purposes. He can return just when we know he's safe. Perception check of crit 1.
No, wait, you rolled a 1.
Yes.
Okay. So he's having none of that. Like, no. I'm gonna stay here with my shop and the things in it.
Okay.
I do appreciate the offer, though.
Okay.
Well,
dang it.
That escalated quickly.
I was just hoping I could convince him rather than kidnap him. I need to make sure I have safe honor for the family. I'm not saying that out loud.
What is our friend Midrash doing at this point?
So he would have taken the medallion back and like slipped it back onto his neck and tucked it into his robe. And he would turn to the two of you and say, "Could I perhaps accompany you?"
I'm gonna have to think on that really quick. First, I'm going to look to our orcish friend, and I'm going to tell him. Actually, I'll talk to Midrash first. I'll say, you'd have to ask the lady that. Hello.
Lady Drinnereth?
Yes, Lady Drinnereth. And I will also kind of pat him on the shoulder and be like, your timing couldn't have been more perfect because I have some information for you. For what's his face? For the orcish friend.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, confusing. I'm gonna say your timing for that blessing couldn't be more pertinent. We've just got news that your life is in danger.
Yes, Midrash believes so, doesn't he?
Well, he kind of beat us to the punch. We were gonna come and let you know that we heard some. Heard some rumors that someone's been planning to take a hit on you.
Well, you know, when I own the biggest shop in town, granted with the Empire's blessing and all that good stuff, it's kind of hard to not have the best shop in town. But you know, I've come a long way since I was in that orc clan. Yeah, those were bad days. You don't think it's one of them, do you? So at this, Midrash will pipe up and be like, no, I don't think so, Sylvester.
Makes me want to question him more when we leave. There.
David, look, I'm sorry I have plot holes in my plots, okay? I'm not that great of a writer. Sometimes.
No, you're good. That makes it so then it makes me think, and it's like, this is a possibility that he is... I'm gonna say that we went to the White Forest. It is White Forest. Yeah, the White Forest, yes. And we found an encampment of what we're not 100% sure.
An encampment?
An abandoned encampment.
Like how many? Like, did they send like a whole squad to assassinate my sorry ass? My single one?
Well, you are an ex-warrior, and you do have an abundance of weapons that literally lay around you at night. So I would send an army after you if I wanted to.
I mean, you know, if a thief just got in, they could take this thing off the wall, put a bolt in it, and shoot me dead in my sleep. Like, it's not that hard.
This is true.
I really don't understand why they would send an army. How big?
We're not sure. There's
I thought it was like 2 or 3.
We only know 2 or 3 footprints, but we don't know how many actual entities were in the encampment. So, as far as we know, 2 different species, but for how small the encampment was, it was probably just a small group.
So maybe like an elite force at the most is what you're saying.
At the most. But
alright. Now why should I believe you?
Do you have any enemies?
Midrash is one thing. He seems good-natured, but why should I trust you?
What would I have to gain from your death?
I fought alongside and against quite a few Dragonborn.
We can be fierce, but
yes,
my
you can be.
My loyalty is with the company I'm with now, and so
I mostly am just No, I forgot my forgot all of my flippin' words. I don't know. I want to take care of my family's holdings and make sure that we don't lose any valuable
personnel.
Valuable. What's the word? Partners. Valuable partners.
Now, see, your lady makes a lot more sense here.
And am I not with my lady?
Well, at least you're that. So, are you suggesting that I pay some local guards to stay up all night?
Shouldn't guards be doing that in the first place with patrolling?
Well, yes, but if there's a very specific need...
True.
They may need to be called upon to do a very specific task.
Whatever you think is necessary, we just wanted to let you know what we've heard. And we just didn't want you to go unwarned. You're a capable warrior, but we just didn't want you to be a sitting duck.
Thank you, he says kind of awkwardly.
I'm sorry, I have small town manners. You just kind of take care of everyone. That's not in
my
game.
Small town mannered friend. He's just being good-hearted the way he is. He's quite overprotective, actually. I've noticed this.
I have also noticed it with some of my Dragonborn companions back when the war was going on. Well, again, I thank you. You don't happen to, want to buy something just before I die, though, do you? This guy straight up doesn't fully buy that, his life is in danger. So, he's like, I'm a businessman, do you want to buy something?
That is an in-game laugh.
Hello, everybody.
Bought a knife from him.
Surprise.
This is quite the
setup.
I know, isn't that
I'm
beautiful?
going to see these dice I heard about.
Boink.
How many sides is this one?
20.
Hey, pretty cool.
We have some strange shapes. This one's 8, and this one's 10.
What's this one? This is
That's another 10. It just has 10 digits on it rather than singles digits.
Okay. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Cards. Computer.
Well,
Snacks.
Snacks.
An abundance of snacks.
Snacks.
Snacks. Snacks. Please tell me you've seen that. Dang it.
Do you even have Facebook?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's that's how I found that, is through Facebook.
Snacks. It's this little toddler that's like, snacks. It's really cute. I'll have to show you.
I like to eat beef.
Barf.
But, where were we?
I want to retreat from the awkwardness.
Well, we just laughed because he asked if we wanted to buy something.
Yep.
So I will say I can't talk today either. We got all of our provisions that we need, but thank you, good sir, and I'll shake his hand and be ready to go.
He'll reach out, grips it somewhat firmly, shake.
I have a feeling he's not going to die because he's too big.
Well, we at least warned him. And if something happens, something happens. We tried.
Alright, so you guys were at the sermon for a while, and then this whole spiel,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably It's well past when most people have their midday meal.
Okay.
So like noon?
Yeah.
No, not noon.
About
More
1
like 1:30, maybe even getting on to 2.
Yeah.
This is really fast. I thought it was more like 3.
Because it did take a while for the sermon to happen, and then like the whole
Confession.
spiel. Like it took us a while to get through it, but the whole spiel.
I feel
wouldn't have
like we
taken
were
quite
at the
so
market
long.
for longer than that. And we left the forest at noon. So I think it's more
Oh
like
yeah,
2.
that is a good point. Yeah, it should be later in the day.
I think it's like 2 or 3.
Yeah, we'll say it's more on 3 then, because
Yeah.
that's right. You should have been at the market for quite a while.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So,
I say let's leave the store. Trying to save face.
what do we want to do with
The assassin stuff.
well, not the assassin stuff. I think we took care of that as much as we could. But what do we want to do with Midrash? We haven't answered his question.
Oh, did he ask a question?
Yes, he
What was
wanted
his
to
question?
come with us.
To wherever we are going? Heck, I don't care.
To where? To Fairheim?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of where we're headed back, but I have a feeling escapades are gonna happen.
And another hand would be helpful if the hand was a friend, not an enemy.
I mean, we could always kill him.
So at this, you just see his face. Like, if you could see the blood on his face, it would become even paler.
Did I say that out loud? Great.
You can always say that you didn't.
And Sylvester just kind of looks at you and goes, "Ha ha! Oh, you're a funny lady." I didn't know the Drenerus had such a great sense of humor.
I thought we were walking out of the store while we were having this conversation.
I was not keeping track of the game.
Oh.
A 0 Jesse 1. Yeah, that was totally a joke.
There's. I'll talk about it when we're not recording, because calling out to other people's stuff.
Well, if it's their bullcrap, maybe you shouldn't do that. If it's promotion, maybe you should.
It's funny.
Okay,
And-
yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, and it's their stuff.
Okay,
So
Medrash will like get to the door with you and then be like, maybe I shouldn't. Because I don't have funds to hire guards like Sylvester does. But he doesn't really believe that he's in danger.
how capable of you are you as a fighter?
I am not. Sylvester is.
Do you have any followers at the shrine? Or is it just you who preaches there?
Other priests or monks or however that works.
Maybe a acolyte or an apprentice? Is it just you?
So, I did several years ago, just before the war ended. I did have an acolyte, but they have moved on. I don't know where they are.
Okay, no
You think you
acolyte.
murdered them, don't you, David?
No, not
That's
that.
exactly what I saw in your eyes.
No, definitely not that.
Or at least that this acolyte might be suspicious against this dude.
No, that's a possibility now too. Thank you. Just, I'm watching the cogs turn in his head, and I'm trying to figure out where they're gonna connect and what his machine's gonna make for us.
Again with the smile, you can't tell.
Yeah, I know. It's the eyes I'm looking at.
Were we gonna
Smile.
Were
Here,
we
I'll
gonna
just close
spend
my
this-
eyes so you can't tell. Okay.
Did we need to leave the city by tonight, or were we going to stay the night in the city?
We could leave before, and then we could still camp out on the road like we have been. But at the same time, there have been goblin shenanigans going on around, but as an ex-warrior, I still don't fully trust you. So you can come with us, but I will be keeping an eye on you. And if my lady thinks that something smells funny, I will not hesitate.
Do I smell funny?
Now that's a good joke.
Like, Midrash will literally turn to you and be like, do I smell funny?
No. It's just a joke.
A joke.
Oh, I see, yeah. Sometimes in my practices I get a little too literal. Yeah, I see.
Being literal sometimes good.
It can be. But I'm going to leave this decision up to my lady. And I'm going to just... If you do come with us, I will keep a close eye on you.
I understand.
We have that net. It just dawned on me. Sorry, I thought that. I didn't say that.
It's actually, I have it written down as 3 feet of rope.
Okay.
Or something like that. I think it's actually 3 yards. I have to go back and check my other page. But it turned into rope, not a net, from what I remember you saying or something.
It was a largely, like...
Or it was like, I don't know.
It wasn't big enough to catch fish because that was my spill on it. It was like, yeah, you can catch fish with this. Oh, it's probably too small, too big for that. The holes in between.
I thought we turned it into rope or something.
We might have, I don't know.
Or that it was untangled enough to be rope.
Either way, we could use it to tie him.
Or we could tie a rock into it, make it into a little mace.
You know, you've kind of dissuaded me from wanting to go with you, and I've been having second thoughts about it, because I've told you guys, and I don't think the guards would believe me, you know, some...
Well, it seems like nobody
organization.
believes us anyway.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's not comforting.
Yeah, I don't know what it is,
I'm
but...
now thinking maybe I need to stay with Sylvester, you know, to try to protect him a little bit more. But I just don't want to get in the way is the other problem.
Do you have any idea when they might attack him?
No, I had heard that they had planned a murder, which... Hold on, nope, I mixed up. He told you about that, yeah. So he'll say, nope, they just wanted me to keep an eye on him to, you know, see his daily patterns so they could strike him at a time that was opportune.
What's his daily patterns? Because if we know, and they know, we could catch them at the same time. Hopefully.
I don't know why you're asking me. You should really be asking Sylvester. I mean, he's the one who does it every day.
But you were
haven't you
the
been watching
informant.
Maybe we should all go back inside and have this discussion together.
We'll leave this town eventually.
Alright, so we're gonna say that you go back in, you have this discussion, because I am not at all prepared for this part of the adventure, because I did not think this was how things were gonna go down.
With my suspiciousness and...
You know what? Last time you weren't suspicious of every goblin we were trying to kill or capture.
Because the goblins were attacking us.
And now that I've come up with some interesting deep NPCs, it's suddenly like, oh, now I need to know everything about them and have their entire life story written out, or else you're going to insight check their butt to death.
Yes, we will.
I'm like, look, I'm sorry I have some plot holes in my character. Okay?
This is a person flaw, not a character flaw.
Yeah, my own personal flaw, because I'm just, no. I don't want to be taking someone in a cart, sleeping, and then all of a sudden get frozen to death.
Maybe we're just supposed to decide to just bring him along. Maybe we should just still kidnap Sylvester. This is outside of the conversation.
But we're going to say that you have this discussion. Okay, so the thing is, do you want to stay and try to pull off this, intercept the assassin?
Smells a little bit like rain.
Yeah.
Haven't smelt that for a long time.
Amen.
So do you want to stay here and try to intercept the assassin, or do you go on your way to Fairheim?
We have a time limit, and I have a feeling. Yeah.
How much I wish we could just stay here for a whole week. Is
I
there a messenger service to request
Yes,
more
you
time
can.
for my parents?
Yeah, you could.
They'd probably die along the way. Be on the line.
Him? Like him thinking, oh, the story. This isn't going the way I thought it would.
Oh no, it's great. I mean, like, it's not my story. Like, you
It's-
guys are the ones shaping and doing stuff in the
It's
world.
our story.
Yeah, our story. That's
he gives
like,
us the baseline, and we destroy it. Okay, I destroy it because I'm
game-wrecking
paranoid.
spells. Sorry, I just remembered something. Game-wrecking spells.
But
So I don't know. Some of them.
yes, I concur. We go inside. We talk about his routines or whatever, and just whatever it seems like it's a moment of weakness, we'll just say, okay, that's
Alright,
when you need to watch
so
yourself.
you're gonna stay there and try to intercept the assassin.
Ah,
Because that's what we'll do next session.
that's
Yeah.
what
Whether you decide to stay and try to intercept the assassin, or whether you leave. We're gonna do that next session.
okay.
Yeah, because that's kind of a hard. I feel like it's a hard question.
So are we gonna leave it at that? Is the...
No, I want you guys to decide so I know what to prep. I don't want to prep two things that I might just not use one of, okay?
That would be the most mean thing to do.
You know, that is like the death of a dungeon master. Prepping two things, one doesn't go to use.
Well, do you think the
I-
messenger will be reliable enough to at least tell them we need more time?
Who knows? Who knows? My dad might just put his foot down and say, come back.
This is true, but by
But
that time...
There should be like 3 days between the messengers. So.
Yeah.
At
Could-
least.
So...
Because it takes that long to get there. But then they also have to get back.
Yeah. So, just by sending a message, we can buy ourselves some time.
This is true. Say we got there and had a spot of trouble.
Alright, so I'm just going to say that we are talking, you're going to stay for the assassination.
Yep. Try to prevent it.
Yeah.
Did you think we were going to do that? From the get-go?
Was there, like, here's the thing, you, like, dangle this mystery of somebody's gonna get assassinated. Of course I want to figure this crap out.
You're one of those people that reads the murder mystery books, aren't you?
Not really, I mostly read fantasy. I never read murder mystery.
I
Fair
know,
enough.
but those fantasies have great murder mysteries, don't they?
They can.
Yeah, they do. I mean, if you watch, or not watch, a book, I can't remember it,
I love watching
Assassination Queen or something, by Sarah J. Maas, something like that. Her first 2 books were like great murder mysteries, and then after that it was just something different. But like,
So we have our outro from the other one. Do we want to just have that be?
Hold on. Thank you for listening to this audio podcast of 5e D&D. Join us next time as our strange party decide. Let's see how they handle an assassination. Y'all have a good night.
There we go.